period. Like, my balloon was a little fast. It's okay. It's good enough. Let's go. Next one. So, I mean, I listened back to that, and I think, the production's not too good. And nowadays, I probably wouldn't write a song like "Got a Boogie." You know, it feels a tad juvenile to me now. But again, I try to let those just be a relic and a product of their time, and not obsess about it too much. You in the back. Yes. CNR would be a song on the next album. It was released as part of Internet Leaks, but it's also going to be appearing on the next album. Yeah, and Skipper Dan as well. Yeah, I released 5 songs already. They came out in 2009. They were meant to be a preview of the next album. Just because I'm going a little song between albums these days, I just wanted to let you guys have something to listen to in the meantime. So there are 5 songs from the new album already out. Yes.
Would you ever collaborate with Amanda Palmer?
With Amanda Palmer? Yeah, sure. Well, I actually did some background vocals on one of her songs. She did a song about MySpace.
Oh, Evelyn.
Yeah, the Evelyn Project. So yeah, I was one of her friends that contributed to chorus vocals on that. So and she's great. She's coming to one of the shows in Australia. So she's wonderful, and we will certainly open to doing more stuff with. Somebody over here, you.
To anyone who's ever seen a concert, how long did it take you to memorize the yoga chant?
Well, the yoga chant, I think a lot of you are familiar with that. It's a chant of mostly nonsense syllables in the breakdown of Yoda, and every single tour it gets longer and longer. We started this a decade or so ago, and we just keep adding to it. It's pretty ridiculous now. And it just, it's one of those things just from rote memorization. I mean, we just do it every night. And it's just intrinsically part of us now, so we don't even have to think about it. Oh, for that. My favorite book? That's a good question. It's hard to say what my all-time favorite book is. Somebody just asked me what my favorite children's book was, and I think I'm going to go with Circus McGurkus by Dr. Seuss. That was when I was 7 or 8 years old. I had that memorized. Yeah. Can I help you?
I saw you made a cameo on that show Back at the Barnyard on Nickelodeon.
Uh-huh.
Why did you make a cameo on that Nickelodeon show Back at the Barnyard?
Do you not like that show?
Well, it's okay, but my dad here loves it.
I did it to impress your dad, mostly. Chris Hardwick is a friend of mine, is a comic who also does the voice, or did the voice of Milo. Is Milo the cow?
Otis.
And he invited me on the show, and
Milo and Otis is
I thought it was a lot of fun.
I know.
Voiceover work, and it was a blast.
That was so cool.
So, Beyonce is a huge fan. We're married in 2 months. What song would you suggest to have played at the wedding?
Dirty and Stupid, of course, yes.
Yeah, no, that was a Transformers, the movie. I know, and then he said, I dare to be stupid when he voiced in the Transformers animated.
Yeah, Paul McCartney, and I hate to even bring that up because Paul McCartney's been a great sport, and he just had a problem with me doing a parody of Live and Let Die called Chicken Pot Pie. But he had a logical reason because, he and Linda were strict vegetarians, and he didn't want to have a song with his music that condoned the consumption of animal flesh. Which, for whatever your beliefs are, that was a valid reason. And he said if you could change it to something else, I could do it. But, I was kind of married to the chorus. It's genius. So, no, but Paul's a great point. In fact, I got to direct Paul McCartney last year. He did a cameo in a 3D movie that I made, a 10-minute 3D movie called about Al's Brain in 3D, which played at the Orange County Fair in Southern California and also Western Washington. So, Paul's been great. So, yes, he did say no, but he's not on the naughty guy list with Prince. He's actually a good guy.
There's been a trend on Twitter for
failed Weird Al songs. Do you read through those for song ideas?
I've seen them, but I'm not trolling for song ideas, no.
I bought it on eBay.
You say that there's a lot of people who say they made it once they heard their Weird Al song. When in your career did you realize that you made it? What was it like?
I think, one of the high points of my life was the first time I was a guest on The Simpsons. That was
Oh, I saw that. That was funny. That was pretty good.
I feel like my record's going to be around for a while, but The Simpsons is going into like the 20, I forget what season they were in. They're going to be in syndication for 1,000 years.
They're in the 27th.
Season 14.
Civilization that exists, I think there's going to be Simpsons around, so it's not to be part
Raise
of
it
that.
higher.
Where did you meet the illustrator Wes Hargis? What's his story?
Wes Hargis is an illustrator from Arizona, and he was recommended to me through HarperCollins. He'd done one children's book before this. I wish I should know the name. It was Somebody and His Bumpy Ride. It was about a cross-country trip. And just really wonderful, detailed illustrations. And all the samples that I saw of his work I thought were whimsical and fun, and it seemed to be a good match for my text. So I took HarperCollins' recommendation, and I'm very, very happy with the work that he did, and hopefully I'll be working with him again. It was a painful process. That took a couple hours every time that I did it. And my scalp was pretty sensitive as it is, and they had to twist it around little wires and steel rods, and it was not pleasant. I did it once for the album cover, once for the American Music Awards when I was there with Coolio, and once for the actual Amish Paradise video. And I don't think I'll be doing it again. Yes.
Oh, sorry. I heard that you don't take people's ideas for parodies, but then at the same time, I also heard a rumor that like the surge in female black is what kind of Madonna made. Is that actually true?
I've decided I will only take suggestions from Madonna. That is my rule. I'm sorry. And she hasn't come up with anything lately that I've liked.
Cheap shot.
I was always sort of the nerdy kid. I know that's hard for you to believe. I was a good student. I wouldn't say I was popular. I don't think I had too many rocks thrown at me, but I was not considered one of the popular kids.
Do you have a title for the next album?
I do. I'm not at liberty to tell you quite yet. I'm sorry. The album cover's done. It's awesome. I have to tell you. I hate to tease, but it's really cool. And here's the deal. As soon as I know exactly what the single's going to be and the idea is approved by the artist, then we can set a release date. Then I can release all the information. And I just don't want to jump the gun because I'm hoping the album will be out soon, but I don't want to rush it. I got to wait until the right thing kind of comes along. So thank you. Over here.
So many of your songs are about being fat or eating.
So many.
Grapefruit diet.
You're just mocking your inner fat man.
You didn't just say that to
very
Weird Al.
astute of you. That's exactly right. Thank you. Thank you. That is wow, you're paying attention. You're right, right. It's actually, it's meant to be a pastiche, so it's not a specific parody, but those are several of the songs that it definitely sounds like. So, again, it's not, not a copyright infringement, but I try to approximate their sound, and those were several of the songs that I was listening to when I wrote the song. So, good here. Yes, you again.
Are you doing any more LTV interviews for your next album?
I'd like to. It's going to be kind of up to VH1 or, I don't know who will allow me to do LTV next time around because management's always changing. But I always try to do LTV and to do the interviews when I'm allowed to. And we'll certainly make those calls and hope that happens.
What artists do you think you'd interview?
It really boils down to what kind of source material is available. Because they let me go through their archive. I picked like a list of people, say, give me interviews from all these people. And a lot of times those interviews are not usable, or they're not that fun, or, I know when I watch some raw footage, like, oh, I can really take this one apart, but it really depends on what's available to me. Yes?
Why do you bother asking permission from the original artist? Because it's covered by the U.S. Parody Satire Clause, so you don't need to.
Wow! What have I been thinking? You're right. I've wasted so many years. Oh. I just kind of feel this, just taking the high moral ground. I think one of the reasons I've been able to hang around in the business for as long as I have is because I'm not burning bridges or stepping on people's toes. And I like the artists to feel like they're in on the joke. And my humor is pretty non-biting and non-threatening as it is. That's one of the reasons most artists are so quick to agree to a parody. So I just want to make sure that everybody's on board for that. You. I've got a bunch in my garage. I did a classical children's album called Peter and the Wolf, which went out of print pretty quickly. Now it's a highly sought after eBay item, but it still exists in various corners of the world, including my garage. It's sort of a riddle, all right. How come Hitler didn't drink? Because it made him mean. I didn't say it was a good joke, all right?
Has anyone asked you to
Be an officiant?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that is.
Is where you can wed someone, where you're legally able to wed someone.
I didn't know that was even possible.
For like a day, you go to the court.
I've never been an officiant.
Is there opportunity?
No. Are you asking? I'd have to consider that.
Can I be the first to ask you?
Yeah, but go ahead and ask me.
Will you be an officiant?
Let me think about it. But now you're the first to ask, so that's something.
Okay, so what if you were like traveling through space, really fast, like a speed of light, whoosh, and then you all start screaming really loud. You're like, ah! You think your brain would blow up?
That's great, Victoria Jackson. That's amazing.
When was the last time you had a Twinkie Wiener sandwich?
I think it might have been during the shooting of UHF.
Robot.
How about the woman up there?
Yeah, the question is, how long does it take you to write a song, and how long does it take you to write a book?
I tend to spend more. I'm spending more time now. Like another one rides the bus. I probably wrote in 20 minutes. I probably just gashed it off because I thought, it'll be good for a weekend. I play on the Dr. Mano show for amusement, not knowing that 30 years later it would be something people would still remember. So now that I realize that people actually care about this stuff, I do spend a lot more time. And generally, there's no real set amount of time, but I usually spend a couple of weeks per song when I do that.
Okay. Great. All right. Portion of the evening, and we're going to see Mr. Yankovic over here at the table.
No, I wanted a specific
Now it's recording.
Yes. Hello.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I have one of your shirts?
Hi. I'm Julie McCool.